I'm grateful that we as a school board have the opportunity to engage as a community, to engage our parents and our partners, and have a conversation about what it really means to meet the needs and support every student on their journey toward success.
Several years ago, the board started asking for data around discipline rates. And not surprisingly, those came out with some disparities based on race that we don't think is a measurement of just the students in our system.
The Issaquah School District is actually a very high achieving district. So if you look at our results as a district, we have very high graduation rates. We have very low discipline rates. We look like a fabulous district. However, when you start to disaggregate the data, you see that not every student subgroup is equally successful.
Since the data first allowed us to see the issues of race as a predictor of higher discipline rates and lower graduation rates, I would like to see the gaps close. In addition, I would like to see all students value inclusiveness, show respect for all people, and value a diverse environment. Of course, that one will be a little more challenging to measure.
Every kid has potential to learn and to thrive, and we want to make sure that every child has the ability to become their greatest self. And to do that, equity is the means to make sure that however you show up in our classrooms, we have avenues to provide that opportunity to get that child to their greatest potential.
And we don't have any particular blueprint for what success means for us. We want to make sure that every student has the opportunity to pursue what they're passionate about when they ultimately leave our doors. Our goal is for every student in our district to graduate, and this work is going to be very important in order to make that happen.
For me, equity work has been a priority since I first came on the board. And back then, I had a saying I would always say, which is all means all, and that's all means, and with a real focus on all our students. So when we talk about our expectations, that was meant for all students. But I've had a real shift in my thinking from all to each and every, where the focus is on each and every individual student, and what they bring to our schools are very different from child to child. So equity is important for me so that we're teaching each and every child to set them up for their future. And the future for them is going to be very different from another child. So what can we do as a system to ensure that we're giving them the opportunities to reach their full potential?
We want every student to be able to achieve his or her academic potential, and we want them to feel welcome and safe within our schools, and we want to eliminate any barriers that might exist, either consciously or unconsciously, within our district that might inhibit a student's success.
The equity work is important to me because I want every student to reach his or her highest potential. Every student deserves support and opportunity to reach their dreams after high school. Of course, graduating from high school is a key step in this.
Well, I think that policy in and of itself really helps set the tone and the culture of who we are in the Issaquah School District. And that is that every child has the potential to learn and to thrive, and that we want to make sure that every child has their best chance to succeed in life, and we want to get to every child to their highest potential.
Equity work is important to me because I want every student to have the same opportunity to be successful. Students don't get to choose where they live, they don't get to choose their families. And so I want to make sure that every student, regardless of where they live in our district, have that same opportunity, whether they live and attend Cougar Ridge, whether they go to Briarwood, whether they go to Challenger elementary schools. I want to make sure that they have that same opportunity to be successful and to establish the firm academic foundation to then pursue whatever their passion is further on in life.
What the child brings into the classroom as far as their background shouldn't impact how they're able to learn and how we are able to instruct. And so, teaching is really just facilitating learning. And so how can we ensure that we're going to facilitate learning despite what background the child has?
The main thing the board wants to see is we want to eliminate opportunity gaps. So if we do this right as a district, you should not be able to look at a student's ethnic background or racial background or gender and predict that student's academic outcomes.
We really want to create and bring everybody to their greatest potential, which means everybody needs to be a win, not winners or losers. I'm excited about that opportunity.
It is a net win for all students when each student learns to value diverse cultures and work in an inclusive and equitable way. Truly, this is the only way we will be able to get our students ready to be successful in a global environment.